Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. How we feeling? My name is DJ E-Rock. We are recording live from Culture Kings, Las Vegas. We're inside the glorious studio right now. This studio is by far, I would say it's like the shiny new Lamborghini on the strip. But hey, it's the basement. And I've got a very, very, very special guest in the building. It's my little brother right here, man. Easy Mill is in the building right now. Yes. How you feeling? You good?
I'm good, man. This is exciting, man. The first time that's opening. Y'all got a drum set and everything set up too.
I mean, everything that you need, everything that you can, even dream of is actually available in this studio. But we had a little wild goose chase before we started this conversation. Like, we didn't have everything that we needed. So I had to run around the mall.
That's facts.
Yeah, I had to run around the mall.
I was trying to get this thing on a while ago too.
Hey, we're here and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of great things, man. Like, man, I mean, what was your first reaction when you walked through these doors here at Culture Kings?
I mean, the spaciousness of it, of course, just like the feeling. Like, of course, you got the mall, but then the Culture Kings vibe is just there. You feel the culture, just like reaching out to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, seriously. I think out of every store in the mall, I would definitely say that, and confidently I can say it, that this definitely pops out at you. Like, it just grabs you.
Yeah.
But
culture, baby.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about some of the things that you've been working on, some of the things that we've done together. Like, not too long ago, we actually performed together at halftime at the LA Clippers.
Yes, we did.
Dude, that was insanity.
Thank you, man.
It was one of the best performances I have seen on that court, and at the same time, I was very honored and privileged to be doing it side by side with you, representing our people. We did it for Filipino Heritage Night. That
one
was
and only Rock, man. One and only E-Rock. Let's get it, man.
Shout out to Roslyn one time, 1587 marketing.
1587.
But I mean, I want to say, like, I mean, it was a sold out house, and you did halftime. I was your DJ. Like, how was that experience in general? Like, when you grace that stage. I mean, that's a whole different level right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the NBA.
Yeah,
it's the NBA. And also my song got featured in the game too. So, and that pressure that was building up was just a different level, like being in the back and like thinking of, oh man, what if I mess up? What if I, But it all went down the way it did. I'm just blessed that you was there with me. My family was,
Of course, man. Like I said, I was honored and privileged to share that stage with you, man. You've done a lot of great things. For yourself and even for our people. You are born and raised in the Philippines. Let's talk about that. Where are you from?
I'm from
how was it growing up out there?
I'm from Olongapo City, Philippines, and it's this small town in Luzon, and it's the hood. It's just where I grew up from, and it's going back there. I was actually able to recently as well, so that was a blessing. And doing my hometown tour, it was just a different feeling because there was some changes, but not much.
Do you go back often?
No, that was the first time in a while that I went back. We went for the homecoming tour, and it was bittersweet the way that it was, but we dealt with what we dealt with.
So, being born and raised in Olongapo City, how did you fall in love with hip hop? What was your first instance where you're like, yo, this is what I want to do. This is me,
So, in terms of falling in love with hip hop, I was just a little kid listening to Chris Brown, and then when I found Tupac, kind of that shifted, the change, because you got the R&B, my family, musical family, so been singing, so they're around rock a lot, touring with rock songs and whatnot, and then the change of what was playing was hot, and worldwide at the time, and then just hearing that and being able to delve into it was the process of just news to me.
Yeah.
So
off air, we were actually talking about how you were exposed to this at a very young age.
Yeah.
you know, how your parents like, you know, were around like, you know, the music scene and stuff like that. Tell me about that real quick. Like you
Yeah.
know, how was it growing up? Like, you know, being
So
exposed to
like
this
my
at an early
parents
age.
like being like touring musicians in terms of like in the Philippines they they did their thing. So me, I wasn't that exposed to like hip hop as a genre in music as sorts. So like at a young age that that was new to me, and then basically I just started liking it and like wanted more,
Mm-hmm.
and then so that's like transitioning from that like earlier, and then I get to high school, like okay, it's now fully on my playlist and
Yeah.
whatnot, and then basically in Olongapo, like I got introduced to some metal, you know,
Wow.
yeah, from my friends, and like that's kind of how everything changed from like the musical perspective
Mm-hmm.
as to like what could be done with it, because at first I was scared of the genre, you know what I'm saying?
So you were afraid of hip hop at first,
No, I was
or
scared of
metal?
metal.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. Okay. Why
yeah.
was that?
It was just like the screaming and stuff like that at first. Yeah,
Until you do it,
yeah.
you
Until
can't
you
knock
do
it
it.
until you try it. You know what I
Uh
mean?
huh.
Yeah.
And then basically got down the rabbit hole of how to do everything when it comes to like recording drums, bass, and like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just had to learn everything. Like what is this? Like
Wow.
and then basically like the cycle went through because my dad was like rock, and then I somehow found metal, and it was for me at the time.
Yeah. And so, how many years were you doing metal music, and then you
Ooh.
until like you know hip hop came in full circle for you?
So I would say it's kind of like the second half of my high school up until now.
Wow.
Yeah. Like right now, I still love metal music and still listen to this day.
I love that though because I feel like you know, it diversifies you, you know, a
Mhm.
little bit, especially like you know when you're putting out a vibe out, like you know to your audience. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Definitely.
Like you know all those like little like you know pieces of inspiration,
The
you know,
increments.
create they create who you are.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean? So I you know I like that. I love that story. And then so you
Thank you.
started doing music in the
Yeah.
Philippines. You know, you went through the whole entire journey of doing you know metal music, and then now you know you here you are full fledged like you know like hip hop head, and then you moved here to the U.S.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mhm.
Fast forward, like you know,
Right. So I entered through Seattle, and
okay,
I lived in LA for about a year, and then now I live in Vegas with my
nice.
family, man.
How you like it?
I love it, man. The spaciousness I is something that I never had like, an experience of back in the Philippines, like,
Mm-hmm.
just being like, free and like, at nighttime and just being chill.
Yeah, no, it definitely, you know, Vegas definitely has that element to it,
Yeah.
and I mean, even for myself, I appreciate that like
Mhm.
wholeheartedly, you know, and it's crazy because you know I was born and raised in the Bay Area. I was
Right.
born and raised in San Francisco, California. Water on three sides.
Mm.
You know, it's a peninsula.
Yeah.
So like you know, this is the first time where and even when I lived in LA, this is the first time I don't have water by me, but I don't really feel too landlocked
I feel
at
you.
all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like even I mean we got like Lake Mead and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
and they're finding bodies out there and shit. But I mean for me like you know it's crazy like you know the vibe I get just like you know from being like in the middle of the desert. You know it's a very magical and serene place. Like I feel
It's
like I
still
can.
dry though.
It's dry. No. 110%. It's dry as hell. But I feel like you know it gives me this energy that like you know allows me to be creative and sharp, and I feel like it you know it
Uh-huh.
sets the stage for me to put the best foot forward. And when you do that, like yo, like you know you feel good and everything's clicking. Like some
Mhm.
of your best bodies of work come out like that. You know?
Exactly. Exactly. Man, I remember like when I was in the Philippines, I wanted to be in a place that was like more on like the gloomy side,
Mm-hmm.
because like back then like there's a lot happening all at the same time, everything at once. And then but then when you kind of strip it down, that's when your kind of mind actually wanders to think about stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah,
And
real
like
real spit.
places like Seattle, stuff like that, and like what's that place? Is it Wyoming? Whatever it was. I'm sorry, I don't know too much states around here, man.
Man, all right. So, you move here, from the Philippines.
hmm
You're living in Seattle. What age was that?
I I think I was 17,
17.
17,
And how old are you now?
24.
Wow. So I mean, this is still pretty fresh. It's 7 years.
Yeah,
7 years.
pretty
I mean, they
fresh.
technically. I remember when I lived in LA, like I couldn't claim LA until like I was out there for like 5 7 years. So
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. But
Las
you
Vegas, baby.
yeah, man. So you're 17 years old, and you're still working on music. You're still like diving
hmm
into your love for
Definitely.
creating and whatnot. Like, tell me about that experience living up there and the journey from Seattle down to LA and down and then here.
Oh man, so in Seattle, basically, like it was still like a culture shock for me
Mm-hmm.
because coming from the Philippines, like in Olongapo City, we have the loob ng base, the inside of the base, but it's a rundown like on a Navy base that I always like be there with my homies, and that's where we would like hang out and stuff. And like just going to Seattle and like driving down the roads of like the strip from the airport, it was just like wow, the American base, like the similarities is starting to click in. Like
Yeah.
what? It's like a huge loob ng base around here, man.
Yeah.
So just that, like the culture shock, just trying to see how to live, like here in the States is basically still like the ongoing
Mm-hmm.
like struggle for me. But other than that, like the music, I started like when I got settled in,
Yeah.
started making music again in at my mom's house, like in our house in LA and Encino. And there I was like trying to figure out, so what do I do with this music thing that I'm doing? Like how do I make it? And just thinking like I just draw it out for my name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta make an easy meal.
That's
So
gay. That's a bar right there. That's a bar right there, yo. That was a bar right there.
thank you, man. So yeah, and basically I just was just figuring out. So that was basically it. Easy meal, and coming through like the struggles of like the music making at first, because I had to figure this shit out like by myself. Like, nobody was doing it
Wow.
in my hood,
Yeah.
like the way that I was doing it. So in terms of like the multifacetedness and like, doing everything, it was like it was hard, man. It was
Really?
hard. Yeah.
So you had to learn the whole entire like process from creating to writing
Yes, sir.
to producing, even recording your own songs and stuff like that
Mhm.
too. Really? Wow. So
Everything.
you had to pretty much
Mixing and mastering too.
you had to understand everything.
Yes, sir.
Like that was the only choice. Wow. That is impressive right there.
Thank you.
So I mean, you've been creating content. You've had a couple big hits on the internet.
Couple.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, shit. I mean, what was the last one? The Panalo,
Yeah.
right?
Malo,
How many
Rhea.
views are we at right now?
We got like 70 something
70 something what?
million.
70 something million.
Mm-hmm.
70 something million.
Still to this day, it is still counting.
I
Bless,
mean,
man, bless.
so tell me how that came together, and then, like, how was that? Like, putting something together. I still need to, experience that. It's like, yo, to have like, something you created, a body of work like that,
Mm.
be seen by 70 million plus people,
I
and
mean,
still counting. How does that feel?
it's still like crazy, still to this day, because it just came from like, me venting.
Mm-hmm.
I was just venting about like real shit, So whatever it was, I just put it on a play and make sure that like, I try to do things different.
Yeah.
And like, when the seconds count. And then with the music thing though, when it comes to like composition, now that's a whole different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you can just go so far with like the improvising, right? And then when it comes to like actually making product that will like go out there for the long run, now that's a whole different ballgame, for real.
No, for sure. I mean,
You gotta like, for example, like putting a beat and a melody together. Like, you first gotta come up with the beat, like, and then that, and then you loop whatever melody.
you just add in the sauce.
Yeah, you just put it all together, and it'll make something that I don't know. I learned it.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like I said, like that's I mean, not a lot of people get to see that in their lifetimes. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy has a lot of things going on for him. You have actually a new project with Rosalind had put it in the text message.
Duality is out right now.
Yep.
That is my second album, my sophomore album. Make sure y'all get it. And,
Available everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Anywhere you consume music.
Mm-hmm.
Spotify, Apple Music, where else?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. But
spread like a virus.
but you have a couple with MB now, I believe. Right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so
Not
we
yet.
can't talk about that.
Not yet.
Okay, we're gonna pull back on that real quick.
So there might be two. There might be two. So yeah.
All right, so here we are. We're talking about a lot of the accolades that you've received in the last few years and some of the big things that you've done. What are some of the things that you want to see yourself do in the next 5 years? Who are some people? Let's start like this. Let's name off 5 people that you would love to work with in the studio right now.
Eminem.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
A$AP Rocky. Hobson.
Wow.
Tech Nine. And some of that off my head.
Okay. I mean, you obviously are very inspired by these by these people.
Yeah,
so,
man. Helped me out through some tough times. Really did. Their music saved me, man, for real.
Really? Can we talk about that? What were some of those moments that you feel that music had
Which
really
artist?
uplifted?
Pick an artist.
Let's say what's the story behind Kendrick Lamar and your love for his music?
Oh man, it's so the circulation of his music in my household was came through my cousin Amir. Amir, if you listen to this, shout out, bro.
What's up, dog?
Yeah. So he was playing some Kendrick Lamar songs, had it in his playlist, and then when I first heard it, that's just him playing it in the room, and then but liking it, I just borrowed his phone, and then it was the first time listening to Eminem and Kendrick at in a while, and then man, when I tell you, it changed my life.
Really?
Yeah, changed my life in terms of perspectives as to what's in America, the things that people get to do and what they can get away with, and then
what was your first reaction when you popped on Eminem? Because I can tell you the first, because I'm a big Eminem fan.
Yeah.
I feel like Eminem doesn't really get his flowers the way that he should.
I don't know about that.
I mean, Eminem's top, if not number one in my book. But I'm a huge fan. And but I could tell you the first time I ever heard an Eminem record, I was mind blown, and I was so moved by just how this guy was just crafting some of the most craziest things that you never knew you wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And it was just this guy is really he's beyond pushing the envelope. But
beyond. Bro.
So what was your first reaction when you heard your first Eminem
not
record
understanding a lot of the things he was saying, it was more of how he did his cadence.
His cadence is crazy.
Cadence, man, the flow and how he switches the flow from time to time, and that's kind of inspired me, in terms of flow. I didn't know the shit he was saying, but like some things in terms of like relatability,
Mhm.
like at like his songs that are like surface level, right?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like the deeper stuff, that's where he goes crazy, right? And then you got like the surface level, like you understand everything, and that's kind of how I related to his situation.
Mm.
And then when like the crazy stuff though, that's like
Yeah.
technically how I learned.
I'll tell you, like I just remember hearing him say things that I never thought, was possible.
Like what?
Man, I mean, it's a lot, a lot. But
Off the top of your head.
man, I mean, how he wrote, like, I mean, still even to this day, and a lot of people don't even really like. I mean, they probably wouldn't believe this, but like one of my favorite records, like till this day, is Stan. And how he and how he wrote that record from like from a fan's perspective, trying to get his attention.
Right.
And I remember by the time you get to that third verse and how that fan, like, I mean, we know what happens.
Like the derivative from the normalcy, right? And then just going.
And it just got obsessed and just crazy. But it really took me on this like really wild journey that I don't think any artist has ever taken me on, just by sitting there in the whip listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
Stan is by far one of my favorite records of all time, just because of what it is, and how it was written. What about yourself?
Me, like, first thing that comes to mind is Mockingbird.
Mockingbird. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, like that story is like, man, it's just it hit me so hard, man.
Yeah.
Like just relating to how he's like taking care of like everybody by himself, and then like the aspect of the fact of him leaving,
Yeah.
like to go to tours and stuff like that. It's just
Nah, he is by far. I mean, he's an artist, absolutely. Like, and just, I mean, he paints a picture that, like, I believe that no MC, can replicate at all,
Yes, sir.
at all. And then we talked about Kendrick. We talked about
Yeah.
I mean, it surprises me though. Like, so you're a big Tech Nine fan?
Yeah.
I love Tech Nine.
I mean, like, cause Tech Nine, man. Now
So you know about Juggalos and all that, like
I don't know what's a juggalo.
It's like the like the people that love Tech Nine's music, and I don't want to get this wrong, but like it's like their
Why they
movement.
call juggalos?
It's one of those things that like I have not like dove into to an extent, but
Is it a bandwagon?
No.
Why y'all be bandwagoning against Tech, man?
No,
Be doing that to Tech.
No. It's a good thing.
Okay.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. So like, but like, yeah, like, it's like his movement.
I see.
It's his
see.
movement. The
Oh,
face
it's his
paint,
fan base name.
It's his fan base name.
Oh, guess I'm a juggalo.
So I mean, Tech Nine by far one of the illest MCs ever.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Strange Elation ciphers. Those like, I stole that.
Wow.
Like, and just in the early, like the MP3s,
Mm-hmm.
and then not knowing that it was like a illegal federal offense to do that, I didn't know better.
And I mean, that whole Napster, and, LimeWire, whatever.
Yeah.
I get it. It is what it is. But
It is.
you're good. You're good. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel like it's a good thing. Like, if people are bootlegging like your stuff, at least the school that I come from, it's like, I remember putting out mixtapes like Who Kid and, a couple other people back in the day, and going to Canal Street in New York and finding my mixtapes bootlegged. And I felt like, it's a good thing if somebody wants to bootleg it and get it out. If there's, because if there's no value to what you're doing, why? Like,
Exactly.
that's a good sign.
They want it.
But I get it. Things have changed. Culture has changed. The way that artists get paid obviously is different. The streaming world has obviously changed the game.
I started with DistroKid, man.
Wow, DistroKid, there he is. I mean, yeah, that's the ground level thing right now. So, we talked about some of the artists that you want to work with. What are some of the things that you want to do and you want to achieve as an artist, like for yourself in the next like few years or so?
I want to go around the world actually, like still to the countries that I haven't visited, and just play my music in front of them, and
Nice.
just like the touring aspect, because I'm very territorial, so like when I'm just at home most of the time, so like just going out there, experiencing new things. I would love to do that, like with the music, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, are you like doing shows like currently
Yeah,
right now and everything? Like,
just got back from one.
really, really? Tell me about that. Where were you?
Hawaii.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I actually I just got back from there. I think we were out there at the same time. I think we were. Yeah, Roslyn was trying to link us. We were all
Oh,
trying.
you
Yeah.
probably in a different building then.
Nah, I was in. I was doing the family thing. I was at Coalina
I see.
for a few days and stuff like that. You know, I mean,
We was
DJs
at Waikiki.
yeah, we were about 40 minutes away.
Oh,
40
okay,
minutes
okay,
away.
okay.
But so how was that, man? So you performed on stage out in Hawaii?
Yeah, I made a reggae version of one of my songs just for Hawaii though.
Really?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, did this show pretty much inspire that, like, you know, to come together?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And
How was the reaction?
it was great, man. They was like, because I don't think they've heard this song before like that. So being able to put a different twist to it just for them,
Mm-hmm.
like, it was like the introduction to this song, because like originally the song's really sad and like, full of rage.
Yeah.
So in terms of, it's still in a minor key, but I did it in a reggae version, and it kind of uplifted the spirits a little bit.
No, for sure. I mean that island vibe
Yeah.
is definitely like, you know,
It's the only time you get better, you know?
feel good, man. If I mean, yo, I'm still on vacation mode right now. Actually, I got back home and I'm still trying to, like, you know, feel that good island energy, you know.
Yeah, man, come to the Philippines one more time, dog.
No, I'm going back. I'm going back. I got deep roots out there. I'm obviously half
Let's
Filipino.
get it. Let's get it.
You know, we talked about this, you know, off air
Phil
also.
Am in the building.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, my so, you know, doing radio is obviously a part of my DNA, and you know, my great uncle, you know, Eddie Ilardi, God rest his soul, he just passed away probably about a year ago. Like, you know, he was a very big you know, how do I put this? I mean, he was just huge culturally. Like, you know, if you Google him, like when Michael Jackson came to the Philippines, he was the dude that was interviewing Michael Jackson.
Wow.
I'll show you off there. It's crazy, you know. And then, you know, when I went out there and I got to, like, you know, sit with him, he's my dad's uncle, so, you know, I got to catch up with him, and I'm very grateful I got to do that. And you know, we got to talk about like some of the things that I'm doing. You know, obviously having a radio show in, you know, in America and in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Las Vegas, and a couple other cities, and the things that he was doing through some of the banners that he had. Student Canteen, Dear Eddie.
Student Canteen.
Yeah, man.
That's like, you told me that like Beyonce. We might be later, like more about it.
Bro, like that was like, you know, it was like, you know, it was a variety show, like, you know, for our parents back in the day. Like, you know, even like I have family members that or people from extended family that still talk about like how they used to watch that growing up and stuff. So, like, you know, I mean, going back to the Philippines and especially kind of like diving down that rabbit hole and exploring, like, you know, my uncle's journey, you know, and how, I mean, he was, you know, my grandfather's, like, you know, first cousin and best friend, you know, and seeing, like, you know, how they grew up. They grew up in Bicol.
Bicol.
Like, yes, man. So, you know, I definitely plan on going back, and I definitely, you know, want to go back and, you know, you know, I don't know the right term. Like, you know, I want to sow my oats. I think is the way you
sow your seed.
Yeah, you know, that's something I definitely want to do. So.
Yeah.
So here we are, Culture Kings, Las Vegas, Easy Mill, DJ E-Rock, Radio
One and only.
Basement. Yes, I mean, yo, you told me that you wanted to get down and you had some bars for us for the people.
I mean, I guess, and you put a beat on.
All right, I'm down to do that, man. Yo, should we do that? All right, let's get it done right now. You know what it is, man. The Basement's here. Easy Mill in the building. DJ E-Rock, come on.
Yeah. Easy Mill. One more time. Look. Ever since I came in the game, everybody been saying my name. Cause from the jump they know that I wasn't playing. Cause they know that I've been that. I whip packs, send them a 10 stack. They flip trap, working 22 double hours within a day. Put your hands together, try and pray. Cause nobody is saving you today. Yeah, this melody can spray. It can hit you from 1,000 different ways. Get the stick and hold you up and say cheese to this cake. Got the ingredients to make a clap back look like a flex. Served it hot to 96 of them. Will you be the next? 6th grade, first time I saw Peruvian checks. Claim you an OG, bitch. You a newbie at best. You meant to me the wrong mentality. Now my family hold the seal that keep telling me. You got scared of shit, it got so just allegedly. Scared of shit's a no and plots a lot and let the end be. When I was growing up, I posted up on that bacon block. And that's something my family can't deny. Though they tried to make me stop. You know I keep it raw with the shit. You don't know I put the shimmy yo in the clip. Slip dipping with the simmy in the auto. I drift 10 tipping, sipping Henny with the lawless again. Since I came in the game, everybody been saying my name. Cause from the jump they know that I wasn't playing. DJ Iraq, I been that. I whip packs, send them a 10 stack. The flip trap, working 22 double hours within a day. Everybody been saying my name. Cause from the jump they know that I wasn't playing. Cause they know that I been that. I whip packs, send them a 10 stack. The flip trap, working 22 double hours within a day. That's what it is, baby.
There it is. Easy Mill. DJ E-Rock is the basement. Culture Kings, Las Vegas. Here we go. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what time it is, man.
My brother right here. Here we go. Yeah.
Filipinos up this time. You already know what's happening, baby. Get it cracking. Yeah.
Wow. Bars.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Michael Bars for giving that fire ass beat to me. And B, man, thank you. And so yeah, merch out right now. Duality sophomore album out right now as well. Make sure y'all cop that. And I'll be right here making the music still to this day.
I like that. That's right. DJ E-Rock, Easy Mill. It's the basement. Recording live right now from Culture Kings, Las Vegas. Hey, yo, thank you for pulling up, man. I appreciate
no problem, man.
Come on, dog. Yo, we got to go get, like, some food after this or something, man.
Let's go.
Yo, I'm in. There's some good eats out here in Vegas, y'all. That's right. Until then, we'll see you. Peace. Yay.